Hello everyone, and welcome to the newest cycle of Caribbean Essence. I'm Wendy Fitzwilliam. We're here to enhance your travel experience with a look at the exciting sights, activities and personalities that grace our destinations. From a trend-setting exercise in rainforest conservation in Guyana, to some creative Caribbean fashion, to the ever-thrilling gas-free caves of Trinidad's Northwest Peninsula. We're delivering a program in which green is good and featuring some natural and man-made charms that are cut above the rest. It just so happens that Guyana, one of our 3 South American destinations, is also the home to the world's last pristine tropical rainforests. It is here that a special organization is committed to showing the world how sustainable use of our natural resources can be achieved. Use it, but don't lose it.
Welcome to Guyana, where natural beauty reigns supreme. 80% of the country is graced by lush tropical rainforest, while breathtaking savanna lands embellish the rest. The existence of stunning natural wonders such as the mighty Demerara, Essequibo and Berbice rivers, along with the exotic wildlife that persists throughout, sets Guyana apart as a haven of eco-adventure. What also makes this nation so unique within South America is its English and Dutch heritage, which is typified by the capital Georgetown. The signature landmarks here include St. George's Cathedral, the Parliament Building, Starbrook Market, the Demerara Harbour Bridge and the seawall. Some 300 kilometers to the south of Georgetown, at the very heart of Guyana, is one of the world's most breathtaking nature reserves. With almost 1 million acres of exotic trees, the Iwakrama forest is a haven for eco-adventurers. There's an astonishing variety of fauna here, with over 500 species of birds, including the cock of rock, king vultures, blue macaws and toucans. The forest falls under the stewardship of the Iwakrama International Centre for Rainforest Conservation and Development, a non-profit group devoted to the sustainable use of natural resources.
We all read about climate change every day, how it's affecting our planet. Every year we lose about 13 million hectares of rainforest for agriculture, land clearing, burning, all kinds of things, agriculture, soybean. Research has found that 20% of the greenhouse gas emissions in the world is caused by deforestation. So here we have an international center, 1 million acres of rainforest in a country that has almost 80% of its forest cover still intact. We're actually trying to show how you can use a forest without losing it.
The Iwakrama Center, via its field station on the Essequibo River, also plays a crucial role in the area of scientific research, as it applies to conservation and climate change, especially as the increase in greenhouse gases and subsequent global warming have become major causes worldwide.
One of the cornerstones of Iwakrama is research and science. And in April this year, we started our Research and Science Committee that is managed by a number of international prominent scientists. And one of the things we'd like to do is to actually look at the science of climate change on tropical forestry. One of the major values of a tropical rainforest is the hydrology and water. And to that end, we're actually going to be looking at scientific equipment to look at things like rainfall. Because you can actually look at the rainforest as a global utility which provides cooling services for the entire world. And which means water is important, evaporation is important, rainfall levels are important. So a lot of what we do is actually complemented with a very robust monitoring, science and research program.
Biological research has also been important, especially when it comes to the effects of logging.
One of the main things that they've been focusing on within the past 2 years of such that have been facilitated by the rangers at the Iwakrama Forest is to study post and pre-harvested areas within the Iwakrama Forest. Because in the sustainable utilization area of the Iwakrama Forest, which the Iwakrama Forest is zoned in the Wilderness Preserve and the sustainable utilization area, there are areas that have been allocated for logging. They have been monitoring understory birds and mammals in terms of comparing areas that have not been logged as yet to areas that have been logged. So those are the two key areas that research is currently happening, and it's an ongoing process.
Another vital element of the Iwakrama project has been the partnership with the indigenous communities of the North Rupununi region. The various villages provide a rich heritage of culture, along with an intense knowledge of the natural environment that spans several generations. Members of these communities actively participate in sustained forestry, crop farming and cattle rearing, and also serve as forest rangers and guides at major attractions such as the Turtle Mountain Trail and the Canopy Walkway, a series of platforms and bridges that allows visitors to observe wildlife from some 30 meters above the ground. As a matter of fact, ecotourism plays a major part in the operations here, with the Field Research Station, the Atta Rainforest Camp, and the Suramo Eco Lodge providing accommodation and serving as a basis for explorations of both the region's natural and historical treasures.
The edge that Iwakrama has with respect to ecotourism is the location, the physical location of the Iwakrama Forest. It's located in the middle of the Guyana Shield. It has several diverse habitats, forest types and soil types that attributes many microhabitats for various species. Very close to the Iwakrama Forest, we have 16 indigenous communities that basically live as they have been living for the past several hundred years. So you have that traditional knowledge, that local knowledge, the real conservationists of the rainforest, being our neighbors and actually living within the Iwakrama Forest and still using the Iwakrama Forest the traditional way. And then you have the quite diverse habitat and diverse species.
As the green movement continues to gather momentum, Organizations such as the Iwakrama International Center are playing an increasingly important role as sensitivity towards the environment in each of our communities becomes a fact of life.
What we're actually trying to do is to develop models so that people can actually take these models around the world in the other forested nations and apply it. So instead of cutting the forest for agriculture, for example, you could actually use the forest. If you were able to save the rainforest, you can actually help cut back on the 20% of the annual emissions of greenhouse gases that deforestation causes.
As the battle to curb rapid climate change intensifies, the Iwakrama International Center has become a leading light in demonstrating the value of conserving our natural resources, and the main focal point just happens to be one of the world's last pristine rainforests.
When TSTT found out the country would be hosting the 5th Summit of the Americas, we did not hesitate. We started preparing for the event back in June 2008. We knew there would be a lot to do when you consider that 34 heads of state, international delegations and the media would be coming in and would need to communicate without fail during the summit. There were many parts to our service delivery. We boosted our voice, data and mobile networks, put a high-capacity fiber network in place, set up a multilingual services call center, and provided security solutions.
Well, we had to do quite a few things to expand our networks. Obviously, we had to make physical expansions, that is, add radios, add fiber, add additional nodes in the network.
Our multilingual call center was a good example of the kind of exceptional customer service we offered. We also implemented our innovative new security solution, closed-circuit TV cameras. TSTT's Enterprise Division was our go-to team for the summit. They provided for the telecoms needs of the participants as well as our corporate clients who were involved in the event.
TSTT's enterprise role for the IFC was basically in voice and data services. On the voice side, we provided IP telephony, and on the data side, we provided wired and wireless internet, both inside and outside of the International Finance Center.
The feedback from government, our clients and summit participants has been very positive. We are proud of the work the entire TSTT team has done. The Summit of the Americas is one of the grandest events ever hosted by Trinidad and Tobago. TSTT's priority